Hey, it's Jones Loflin. Welcome to Insights in the Jones Zone, where I give you a way to master your week in 3 minutes or less. Read a really good article last week about the 8 things that a lot of people are going to do differently as a result of COVID-19, of this pandemic. And I got to tell you, if people would follow those 8 things, I think I'd probably be out of a job when it comes to teaching and training on work-life balance, productivity, and time management, priorities, all those things that I hold so dear. Unfortunately, we all know that it's hard to maintain those new things that we're doing when we get back to whatever the new normal is and when other pressures come upon our lives. And so it got me to thinking about what can we do so when we forget the emotion of this moment, what can we do to make sure that we're continuing to engage in these behaviors and these attitudes that help us to go, yeah, life does have more meaning. I am feeling more fulfilled every day. So here are 3 suggestions for you. The first one is turn those routines into habits. Routines are those things that we have to remember to do. We have to plan to do. Habits are those things that happen without us even thinking. Breathing is an involuntary habit. It's something that just happens because it's just so natural to us. What does that mean? Well, to make something a habit, you've got to do it for a long period of time. You've got to create the environment for it to happen. You've got to reflect on the intrinsic rewards, not the extrinsic, but the intrinsic rewards of engaging in that behavior so you'll continue to maintain that habit. So begin working on turning those routines into habits. The second thing I think is important is to tell people. Talk to people about these new things that you're doing. Just hearing yourself say those things will be positive, but other people will say, wow, you seem really excited about what's happening and what you're doing, and that'll affirm you even more that you want to continue to engage in those behaviors. By the way, it's also a great accountability way to make sure you're engaging in those new things. Finally, this may seem old school to you, but create a picture or find a picture that helps you remember those things that you may have forgotten when you start getting back to being so busy in life. You may have seen the picture at the beginning of today's Jones Zone. It's the same one that's on the computer screen behind me. It's a bee that's landed on top of its hive, and it's just sitting there. And I'll never forget that during this pandemic, I was passing through our bee yard, if you will, and I just stopped to look at that bee, and I was mesmerized by the intricacy of this creature and just how hard it was working. And you see all that pollen around its leg, and I'm just going, wow. And I found myself just caught up in the moment, just embracing it and looking and thinking and being grateful. And I'm like, yeah, I want to have that feeling more often. So put a picture on your computer, on your phone, or even print out or have a picture made that you can put somewhere that reminds you of the things you don't want to forget when life gets more crazy again. This is Jones Loflin. I hope it's a fantastic week for you where you are still remembering all those things that you are learning during this pandemic. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today in the Jones Zone.